Your teenager just answered a normal question, and inside their head, a courtroom instantly formed. You're the judge. Past arguments are the jury, and the sentence is unknown, which is the worst kind. And your teen's inner lawyer just yelled, "Objection, parenting." So they don't tell the truth. They say whatever gets them out alive. Teens don't lie because they're sneaky. They lie because their brain learned one rule: truth feels dangerous. And once that belief installs, lying starts making sense. And if you miss why they're doing it, the lies don't stop. They just get better. Number 1, the reflex lie. Their mouth answers before their brain shows up. You ask something completely harmless, not a trap, not a setup. Just a normal adult sentence. Did you send that assignment? And before your teen's brain even loads the question, their mouth blurts out, "Yeah." Not because it's true, not because it's smart, but because their nervous system just hit auto defense mode. Inside their head, your question isn't a question. It's a smoke alarm. And their mouth pulls the fire lever before their brain checks if there's even a fire. It slams the big red button that says, "Say whatever ends this fastest." It's not lying, it's a self-defense subscription service. And the lie comes out fully confident, even as reality is actively betraying them. You see the unopened laptop. They see you see the unopened laptop. They see you seeing them see it. Everyone knows. And yet, the lie continues because stopping now would be worse. That's why the explanations get weird. Not just, "Yeah, I sent it," but, "Yeah, I sent it earlier, but the system was glitching and the teacher said it's fine. And also, I think it auto-submits anyway." That's not manipulation. That's panic improv. This isn't a planned deception. It's fight or flight. With words, they've learned a vibe. Questions can become a whole thing. So even low-stakes stuff like, "Did you walk the dog? Did you eat? Did you reply to your coach?" gets treated like a hostage negotiation. They're not answering a question. They're negotiating a ceasefire. They're not asking, "What's the best answer?" They're asking, "What gets this to end immediately?" And here's the part most parents miss. This reflex lie isn't about avoiding consequences. It's about avoiding powerlessness. Because once truth feels risky, lying becomes the only thing they still feel in control of. Which brings us to the next kind of lie. The one that isn't about panic at all, it's about taking back the only power they think they have. And once lying works once, the brain files it under useful. Number 2. The power lie. You control everything. This is all I've got. In your teen's world, you control the food, the transport, the curfew, the Wi-Fi password, which is basically oxygen, the money. And sometimes, without meaning to, you also try to control who they like, what they wear, what they listen to, what they think. So they adapt because every piece of truth they give you gets stored. They tell you one harmless sentence, "I think I like that kid from maths." And suddenly you're running a full-scale investigation. "How is Maths Boy? Are you still talking to Maths Boy? Do his parents know about you? Does he vape?" Congrats. Maths Boy is now a recurring character in your docuseries, My Child's Poor Life Choices, Season 4, The Maths Boy Arc. You're not curious. You're Netflix, and they're trying to cancel the show. This is usually the moment kids stop volunteering information and start rationing it. What your teen learns in real time is this: anything I share becomes public property. So they stop sharing. Not because they're sneaky, because information equals leverage. They can't choose the school, the house, the rules, the curfew, but they can choose whether you know they didn't do the homework, they stayed an extra 20 minutes, they were emotionally spiraling in someone's driveway. So when you ask, "Where were you?" and they say, "We were just at Ryan's," even though you both know Ryan hasn't hosted a human being since 2019. That lie isn't about getting away with something. It's about claiming the last inch of autonomy in a life where adults hold 99% of power. To them, lying feels like, This tiny corner is mine. You don't get to manage everything. It's not clever. It's not strategic. Half the time, it's badly executed and immediately obvious. But emotionally, it's survival. They're not lying to be difficult. They're lying to feel like a person, not a project. And when kids start lying for control instead of fear, the lies stop being random and start becoming patterns. And once lying becomes a tool, they start using it to protect something even bigger than freedom, their identity. Number 3, the identity protecting lie. I'm still becoming me. Please don't ruin it. There's a new version of your teen loading. New music, new humor, new opinions, new values. Possibly a new aesthetic, a new belief system, a new identity they don't fully understand yet, a new part of themselves that feels important and fragile. And the scariest part, they don't know yet if this version is permanent or just a phase they'll cringe at later. So they panic about one thing, you seeing it too early. Because to them, your reaction isn't feedback. It's a verdict. And verdicts feel permanent to a brain that's still experimenting. So they start running a low-budget witness protection program. They lie about the music they love. Oh, I just listen to random stuff. Translation, if you call it noise, I will never emotionally recover. They lie about the friend group. They're fine, normal, you wouldn't know them. Translation, if you label them a bad influence, I'm stuck choosing sides. They lie about what they think. I don't really care. Translation, if you turn this into a debate, I'll shut down forever. It's not that they don't want you to know them. It's that right now they're asking, is this really me? Or am I still experimenting with the settings? And if you judge the beta version, they worry you'll never update your opinion. So they hide pieces. Not because they hate you, but because your opinion has too much gravity. In their head, the risk looks like this. If you reject this part of me while it's still forming, I don't know if I'll survive that emotionally. So they lie, not to deceive you, but to protect something unfinished. And here's the part parents don't realize. When kids feel like their identity isn't safe at home, they don't rebel. And once they start curating, the next lie isn't about identity, it's about avoiding a single thing, your reaction. Number 4, the "you freaked out last time" lie. Think back. They once said a friend was mean. You called the school, the other parent, and accidentally assembled the Avengers. You didn't respond. You assembled a task force. They mentioned a headache. You went from "drink some water" to "so, any family history of rare neurological conditions?" in under 4 minutes. To you, that's love. To them, their brain quietly wrote an equation they'll never forget. Honesty equals parental panic. Parental panic equals more stress than the original problem. So they adapt, not with rebellion, with editing. Small truths get quietly buried. How was school? Fine. Because if they say, actually, it was awful, they're bracing for the full trilogy. Interrogation, fix-it summit, and your calm voice that means you're actually on fire. They're not thinking, I want to deceive my parents. They're thinking, I cannot emotionally afford your reaction right now. So they lie about the minor stuff to protect themselves from the major reaction they expect. Even if, this time, you wouldn't have exploded. And that's the part that hurts. One big overreaction doesn't just solve a problem. It trains a nervous system. It teaches, truth costs too much. I'll deal with this alone. And once a kid learns that, they don't stop talking because they don't trust you. They stop talking because they don't trust the aftermath. And that's when the next lie shows up. The one designed to dodge a single thing, your face. From this point on, lies aren't about hiding mistakes. They're about avoiding reactions. Number 5, the "please don't look disappointed" lie. Sometimes they're not scared of your punishments. They're scared of your face. That tiny moment, half a second, but somehow burned into their brain at 4K resolution. That face lives in their head like a cursed TikTok sound. You hear they failed a test, or skipped the assignment, or didn't even try out for the team, and your face does this, just for a blink. You recover instantly and say, it's okay, we'll figure it out, but they already saw it. That micro expression that says, oh, I expected more. This isn't who I thought you were. So when you ask later, did you study? They know you know. You know they know. Your Ring doorbell has a theory, and they still say yeah. Not because they're lazy, not because they're sneaky, but because becoming the kid who didn't try feels worse than becoming the kid who lied. They're not covering up a missed study session. They're covering up something much scarier. The fear they're not the version of your child you brag about. So, lying becomes, if I can protect you from the real me, maybe you'll keep loving the idea of me. That's not logic. That's shame math. And shame math never checks the numbers, which leads straight into the next lie. The one that doesn't protect their image, it protects their energy. For some kids, lying hurts less than feeling like a letdown. And once lying protects their emotions, it starts protecting their energy. Number 6, the conversation-ending lie. Some lies don't protect their behavior. They protect their battery life. You ask, how was your day? Fine. What happened? Nothing. Is that true? Absolutely not. But telling the truth means replaying the day in front of an audience, naming feelings they don't have words for, rewalking social chaos, risking the dreaded helpful solution they've already tried 5 times. So instead of, I felt invisible at lunch, failed a quiz, laughed at the wrong moment, had a weird hallway interaction, and now I'm quietly spiraling about my place in the universe, they go with nothing. That word isn't empty. It's overloaded. Not because nothing happened, but because I do not have the emotional bandwidth to unpack my entire inner universe right now, and they already know what opening that door usually triggers. Who was there? What did they say? Why didn't you stand up for yourself? Have you tried? Yep, a solution they haven't already tried 5 times. So they deploy the shortest sentence that ends the conversation without starting a summit. Nothing isn't dishonesty, it's self-preservation. And when even that feels like too much, they don't shut down, they put on armor. And that armor sounds confident, it sounds dismissive, it sounds like the final lie on this list, the one that scares parents the most, because it sounds like they've stopped caring. Number 7, the training wheels lie. This one's the twist. Sometimes your teen in lying. They're practicing adulthood badly. Not all lies are red flags. Some are practice runs. Because part of growing up is learning something adults use every single day. Selective honesty. In adulthood, it's professionalism. In adolescence, it's please stop interviewing me like Nancy Drew. Little lies teach them not everyone deserves full access to their inner world. How are you? Isn't always a real question. Honesty needs timing, safety, and context. Sugarcoating can sometimes be kindness, not deception, so they practice. No, your haircut looks great. Yeah, I'm good. It's fine. Practice lies are normal. Permanent hiding is not. In adulthood, we call this politeness, professionalism, reading the room. In adolescence, it looks like dodging questions, protecting a friend's secret, softening a truth so it doesn't explode the room. That doesn't mean you let everything slide, but it does mean you sometimes pause and ask, is this a polite answer for now? Or is this a real answer you wish you could give me later? That one sentence does something powerful. It tells them truth is welcome, but not demanded on command. You're not just raising someone who tells the truth. You're raising someone who understands when honesty helps, where it's safe, and who has earned it. Here's the truth parents miss. Honesty feels expensive. So the goal isn't catch the lie. It's make the truth cheaper. Lower the reaction volume. Separate behavior from identity. Reward honesty like it's brave, not annoying. Because the moment your teen learns truth doesn't start a war, lying stops being necessary. And if you've noticed more fine and nothing lately, that's not attitude. It's a safety decision. Next video, the quiet habits that accidentally teach kids certain topics aren't safe, even in loving homes.